let's try to start this thing. Well, welcome everyone to my driveway. We're not at the shop today. It's going to be a little bit of a different video because I'm doing some spring cleaning. I think it's spring, right? It's not winter anymore. It's like 95 degrees. It's definitely not winter here. But I wanted to do some spring cleaning after getting back from filming Car Trek. That's right. I was away filming Series 4 of Car Trek. That should be coming out in late May, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's our most ambitious one yet. But one thing I learned while I was away filming was that you really need a diesel truck in your life. Now, we have some support vehicles on the show, and one of which is my friend Jared's Nissan Titan XD. It's a 2016. It has a 5-liter Cummins V8. It's a diesel, and it does everything we need it to do. However, it suffers from something that a lot of modern trucks suffer from, and it's the fact that modern diesel trucks are way too complicated. What happens is with those trucks, with the modern diesel trucks, over time, their engines get gunked up with so much sludge that they stop working correctly. Lots of error lights, lots of turbo issues. You're gonna see that on the Wrench Everyday channel soon. That's why I've come to appreciate trucks like mine. This is a 1999 Ford F350 with dual rear wheels. It has a 7.3 liter turbo diesel engine, and with proper maintenance, this thing can run forever, but mine doesn't. It's broken. But before I get into all of that and how we're gonna fix it, I wanted to show you guys something else that came to my house while I was out filming that really brightened my mood. And that's because of today's sponsor, Bespoke Post. So Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club delivering top shelf goods from under the radar brands. So every month, Bespoke Post introduces you to cool new products from outdoor gear, barware, home and kitchen goods, to clothing and more. Actually, I'm gonna unbox 1 or 2 or 3 of these to see what we got. Okay, we got the Weekender, which is, oh, this is real nice. Honestly, I kind of wish I got this before Car Trek. This would have been real useful. Very nice bag here. We have blowfish for hangovers. I don't get many of those, but alertness aid, oh, I'm gonna need that. Oh, we got snacks. Snacks are good. Now this one I already opened, and I'm real excited about this because, oh boy. So we have Sheffield, nice little field box, and we have Surviving the Great Outdoors. I'm not one for outdoors. I prefer air conditioning, but it's good to have a manual to make sure you're not getting eaten by a bear or something. Take a look at this. All right, pointy side out. Don't want to cause any accidents here, but this looks legit. And we have a holster. We have a holster for your knife. Commando wire saw. Yes. Actually, this I could use this on a car. I'm gonna use this on a car. So Bespoke Post is free to join, and you can skip a month anytime. Every box has at least 70 bucks in retail value, but costs only $45. And if you don't like the box they assign you, feel free to swap it out for one of their many other boxes. Their box lineup is changing every month. It's a fun way to get something really cool and really valuable in the mail every month. So go check it out in the link in the video description below right now. But let's just try to start this thing. Now with any diesel, you wanna give it a little bit of time. Says wait to start right there. That should go out. We have our fuel pressure, and that is right around 50 PSI, which is fine. And just gonna give her the old crankaroo. Well, all right, so let's think about this on simple terms. Usually, engines need 3 things. They need compression, they need fuel, and then they need spark. Now, diesels only need 2 of those things. They don't need spark, so they just need compression and fuel. And, well, I'm not sure if we have that second part. The fuel is a little bit suspect because this has been sitting for quite some time. Also, I got a trailer. This used to be Taylor Ray's trailer, and I bought it, and now it is my trailer. It's a little bit dirty. We just used it for Car Trek, but it's pretty awesome. We have toolboxes, more toolboxes, got some storage up here, and lots of room for a car. You can also fit like more stuff here, maybe half a car, maybe a smaller car, maybe you can fit 2 small cars, I don't know. But this is what I wanted to get. We are going to drain some of the fuel. Okay, that's nice and... Okay. All right, we're just gonna... Yeah, we'll just have my head supporting this. Oh my, this weighs like 100 pounds. So before we drain anything and get potentially really, really dirty, I wanted to check the electrical system and the fuses in here. So nothing seems blown right off the bat, but I'm just gonna go ahead and take these out, make sure that there's no weird corrosion or anything. There's also a potential that we had rodent intrusion because this car had been sitting for a while and they do love to make homes and nests. So if there's a wiring issue, that could potentially be a big, big problem. So I'm just gonna go and check all of these. And if they're all good, then I'm gonna check the ones on the inside. And if those are all good, then I'm going to get some of the fuel out or get some of the water out of the fuel. And then we're gonna try to start it again. And also, after everything I do, I just want to check if what I did actually did anything, and maybe the truck starts. Nope. Now here comes the fun part. Always getting into the engine bay. So this is the fuel bowl. Hello, Mr. Fuel Bowl. Behind it is a valve, and if I turn that valve, then that is going to evacuate the fuel bowl, and that should evacuate somewhere in this vicinity underneath the truck, and hopefully I can put that catch can in the vicinity without destroying my driveway, which is going to be a very, very precarious position. I'm going to make a big mess. Oh, okay. I missed. Perfect. Oh wow, it's coming out of literally everywhere. That's all right. I needed to have my driveway pressure washed anyway. Fuel pressure is climbing. And okay, so I am almost out of ideas here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the crank position sensor. Now, months ago, actually more than a year ago, it's been a while since I actually did anything on this truck. A while ago, I put in a new crank position sensor that's supposed to solve all the problems with the old crank position sensor, because those were prone to problems sort of exactly like this. So I'm going to take that out, see if there's any damage on it. I mean, for those of you that don't know what a crank position sensor is, I'm going to explain to you while I'm laying underneath the truck. It counts the teeth on the sprocket that goes around the crank, which essentially tells the engine what the timing is, and it tells the engine when it can inject fuel, and it can tell the engine when it's at top dead center. So basically, that's where all the running of the engine happens on the ECU side. It's a very, very important sensor. And on these, they do and can go bad. So I'm just going to take this out. It should be pretty easy, but who knows? Maybe it will spew oil in my face, because, man, diesels are dirty. All right, let's see. So the crank position sensor, if it was bad, this wouldn't move at all. So let's see what happens. Back to the drawing board. Right now, the problem seems like it's electrical, and I need to figure this all out. So I think I'm just going to rip this entire stupid Viper remote start system out. It'll introduce a few security issues to the truck, but honestly, it's going to be so much better with all that stuff taken out of the truck. Hopefully everything goes back together the way it's supposed to. Okay, so this all comes out and that's where it goes. So let's see if this starts up. Okay, so there could be a few other things that possibly could lead to a no start, but I'm just gonna go over what I actually did. Now, this is, I believe, an ICP sensor, which is Insane Clown Posse sensor. I don't know. It's something about pressure for injector control. And then there's this sensor, and both of these have kind of questionable wiring, like this is wiggling around a little too much. The same with this. So maybe I'll get new connectors for this, and also the crank position sensor. That wasn't looking too great. So perhaps if I do that, the wiring can all be sorted enough, but honestly, I'm very, very stumped. So before I did any of this, I did have it on a scanner and I buzzed the injectors, and that essentially tells you if the injectors are working. All 8 injectors are working. I have no blown fuses on the inside or the outside. I switched up relays around just to make sure that all of those were working and everything works. Everything on the interior works, but the truck just doesn't start. So I am stumped. Okay, so there has been a development. No, the truck does not run, but I think I figured out why this is happening. So there's a few things that the truck needs for this to run. ICP sensor, which is injection control pressure. It needs a crank position sensor, so the PCM can know what's going on with the timing. And also, it needs an IPR, which is right down there. That guy right there. That actually makes the pressure for the injectors, because these injectors, they're not like fuel injectors. These actually need oil pressure, like engine oil pressure, to plunge, to get the plungers working, which is quite interesting. But that IPR sensor is a common culprit, and that's something I haven't changed. And every once in a while, when I was driving this truck, if I was driving it cold, sometimes it would stall out, but then I would have to crank it over and then it would start again and it would run fine. And I replaced all these sensors other than the IPR sensor, and it never changed the situation. So what I think I'm gonna do is, number one, I'm gonna get a new ECU or a PCM. Number two, I'm gonna get a new IPR sensor. And number three, I'm gonna get new wiring for all of these sensors because they didn't look all that great. I think new wiring on a lot of this truck could actually do a lot of good, especially these battery terminals. They look like garbage. So I have some parts ordering to do, and then I'm gonna get this truck started because it's just like in the middle of my driveway and I'm not sure that I want it here, and I want to drive the truck. I really like the truck. I definitely want to do some mods to it. Those are going to be coming up in the next episodes when I actually do get this truck started. All right, so there has been a development yet again. I got the part from Advance, and this was about 200 bucks, but it is a brand new IPR, and it actually comes apart in 2 pieces. So you take this guy off, and then the solenoid comes off, and then I just have to take that off, and it should be pretty easy to install. Now, it's all the way deep in the bowels of the engine, so you're not going to be able to see anything, but I'll try my best to show you exactly how dirty everything is and was and will be. This is going to get dirty, like really dirty. Okay, so here is the old IPR, and you can see it's seen some better days. Now there is a second and third piece somewhere around here. Yeah, right here. So this is the solenoid. This is a 2-wire, and well, you can't tell, but this is like just completely loose. And I think this is just a magnet. And what the magnet does is it opens up a valve in here, inside there, and it allows for the passage of oil at a certain pressure. And if that doesn't allow for the passage of oil, then it just lets all the oil through as a bypass and the truck doesn't start. So we're going to connect the batteries and see if this truck starts. Oh, it's windy. It's getting windy, real windy. Now, here goes nothing. Come on. Come on. Well, okay, I am officially out of ideas. The only thing it could be at this point is either the ECU or the wiring, because all the sensors that are on there are pretty much new or known good. So we have the crank position sensor, we have the ICP, we have the RS? No, that's another thing I hate. The IPR, and we also have fresh diesel. We have 2 new batteries, and I made sure that all the wiring to the sensors was at least clean. Now, the wiring didn't look the best, so I can probably clean that up with some new pigtails. I don't know what's going on there, but it shouldn't be doing what it's doing now. I think if there was an internal short somewhere, or the computer saw something it didn't like and a cap went out or something went out on that board, then it can definitely be having these issues. So that's probably the next thing I'm going to order. Unfortunately, that's not something I can get at the auto parts store like the IPR that I just got, but I am still pretty excited about getting this truck up and running. I just wish it was a little bit faster. So if you guys have any ideas of what this could be, then please send me a message and say, hey, I know why your truck's not starting, because I officially do not know. Now, I will be going over everything that I just did, sort of in detail off camera, just to make sure I didn't screw anything up. It just seems like it's an electrical problem, but I don't know. I'm not a diesel mechanic. I am a novice at this diesel stuff, so excuse me if I use the wrong terminology or do things out of order. You guys can obviously correct me on that. So I think that's going to be it for today's episode. Sorry we didn't get this thing running. I really wanted to, and I spent the money and I spent the time and I did what I could, but it just wasn't in the cards. So now it's going to be round 2 or 3 of ordering parts and installing them and seeing that this truck will or will not start. And that's going to be coming up in the next episodes. There is going to be a update pretty soon on this truck, whether I start it or not. So until then, this is me reminding you guys that on trucks like this, on these awesome trucks, you guys need to build them better and make sure they start. Don't just leave them hanging. And to do that, you need to wrench every day. And get dirty. Get real dirty.